Day 2 in Glastonbury. So we're just getting ready to jump in the car and head off to Stonehenge. And I'm just spending the next couple of days here with my brother David Nassim. You may recognize him from one of our videos where he was playing some beautiful music.
Where do I find my love? Do I find her in the skies above? Or is she here on earth? Holy angel or of death?
We are in Shepton Mallet.
There seems to be like two ways that people are moving in the world, which is one which is that basically they're not attached to anything, or they won't allow their energy to come out towards things, to be open towards things, and in that way they manage to transit through the world in a little shell, in a box, you know.
Absolutely agree.
And the other way of doing it is to be really open and then to feel the pull towards the what your heart wants to go towards.
Right. And
when you do that, there's this really strong issues about attachment that come in, where you kind of go, oh fuck, you know, I feel that really, you know, this energy, I really want to go towards this and really want to connect to this.
Right. Because it feels good, so we want to stay places that feel good.
Yes. The really difficult thing is to be able to be open and expanded no matter where you're going. You know, whether you're staying, if you're staying in one place for a long time, then you're expanded in that place. If you're staying in a place for a short time, you're still expanded.
This idea of time, right?
Yeah.
That's another thing. In shamanism, time gets blurred and you move worlds in small moments.
Yeah. Yes.
So exactly. Like small connections that we may have, that may be profound, that may give us a dose of something that we've needed in our system but cannot find in our regularly scheduled lives.
Yeah.
So when it does show up, as long as it shows up in a place of love and understanding that we are in a place of sharing from a heart-spaced love and not a lust, because then it's and fine if that's the expression, but what we're talking about, that stuff is healing. That stuff is healing. That stuff is transformative. And when we're talking about transformative sex, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about connections that completely shift your experience. And that's shamanic.
Yeah, totally. And that doesn't have to happen over any sort of longevity. I realise that. I still feel people get pulled into these two camps. People either get pulled into the camp of, I'm going to be open to the relationships, however, I'm in transit. So because I'm in transit, you know, there's this energy that comes with being in transit, which is like, everybody knows that person's in transit. They come in with that energy.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, I'm in transit, so, you know, don't hold on to me, because if you hold on to me, you're going to get hurt.
Well, you see, that's the part where I don't agree. Because, look, so we're talking monogamy, polyamory, and people on a journey of awakening and transit and all of it, okay? For me, it has to come down to the energy of love. And if it's not love, then it gets messy and entangled. So you could have somebody that's wants to be in a completely monogamous relationship, but what is the source of that? If that source is insecurity, desire to hook somebody so that they're not alone for the rest of their life, that's unhealthy as well. It all has to come from love. So if somebody is in transit and is saying, oh, don't hang on to me, because if you hang on to me, you're going to get hurt. Well, that's number one, the projection of fear. So I'm scared that you connecting with me means that I'm going to hurt you, and then I'm going to have to deal with that story, and that's going to be drama. It's fear, it's not love. And the other person might just say, like, who says I'm looking for this or that or the other? The fact of coming in connection with somebody with this idea of we need because we interact, we need to be in this long-term deep thing because we felt things, is where we start to go off track. So I think ISTA is a place that is absolutely not perfect, but we're the explorers, we're the trailblazers.
Sure. Yeah.
So we're going to be going forward, and we're going to get bumps and scratches, and there's going to be difficulties along the line. Absolutely. And if not, then it would be too easy. And why would we be doing this journey in the first place? What is it? What are we missing? And I don't think it's about this idea of monogamy and these rules and all these compartmentalized social conditionings. I believe if we were brought up in a system that conditioned us differently, which was rooted in love and absolute free expression and all of that, that then maybe the model would be different. It would be easy. Transit would look different. All would look different. So for me, it all comes down to love. So if I'm in front of somebody who is in transit, who is seeking, who is doesn't know what he or she wants, or if I'm coming in contact with somebody that is further on in their path and has a direction but no time because they're on a mission and their time only means that when we cross paths, I have the choice to say, I want to move in love. And if I'm saying I want to move with her because I want to have that experience, but I'm scared that I'm going to lose her after and blah, 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 then it's not love. Then it's using something as another to feel something so that I could feel that I'm love or lovable. This idea of being lovable. Love is the most daring act you can offer, because in my opinion, love is one directional, is giving. One's experience of love can only be one directional. You can have a blessing of receiving love one day, but that is not your personal expression of love. Your personal expression of love can only be giving. And if you are truly living in a personal expression of giving, then the universe takes care of itself and the flow of abundance comes back to you.
The principle that you're talking about, because love it doesn't have any strings attached to it. There's no contracts. There's nothing that it needs to be.
The contract is, I want to see your expansion, brother or lover or sister or mother. I want to see your expansion. If that's not the expression of love, it's using something for something. Oneself.
It's manipulative.
It's a manipulation. And people won't like to hear that, because the expression of love we've been taught is all that other stuff.
There's an ideal, right? There's an ideology, an ideal expression. And then there's actually what happens.
Right.
And this is what I'm interested in. I'm interested in the actuality of what happens.
So the actuality of what happens is how you integrate the teachings. And how you bring it into the world.
Of course. I mean, it's my path.
It's your path. The path that happens around is everybody else's path.
Like ISTA, they say, I've heard this, that ISTA is a container. And I think that's really the fundamental thing. That actually it's a container which is a non-judgmental container. So it's literally it's an extremely simple box where you can bump your head against a load of stuff and eventually come out with the essence.
An essence, really. One essence.
An essence,
What,
Well, your true essence. I mean, your expression, your
well, I mean, you have expression. To do. I mean, I think you need to do it a few times before you find your natural expression. Because, like you said, it's a laboratory. You don't go into the lab and mix a few chemicals the first time expecting it to have the perfect outcome.
No.
You got to do it. You got to get on a path. You got to try something else. It goes horribly wrong. Oh my God! Get the fire extinguisher. Fire. And then you got to come back and say, oh, I got the pendulum, and now I'm finding my centeredness with this. And now when I'm in the world, I could be that much more powerful because I've experienced different things and different feelings and different emotions, and it's not. And we have to inspire partners that haven't taken ISTA.
Why would it be that a person that had been in that can see that process of entanglement potentially occurring?
Yeah.
Why would you want to get involved in that?
Because if love is your desire to see the other person in expansion,
Yeah.
and there is a true, authentic connection,
Yeah.
we should not block flow, and we should allow life
Of
to
course.
happen. And being a sovereign being, you have to be able to make decisions.
Sure.
Now, when you go through this,
Yeah.
you know that the path to self is understanding aloneness
Yeah.
and yourself. That said, sometimes it serves to go into an expression of love and connection and deep connection, and then be forced to a place of separation,
Yeah.
because this supports the idea of
Yeah.
non-attachment.
Okay. Yeah.
And when you understand non-attachment in something more in transit or more fleeting, then when you go home to your beloved
Yeah.
and your family and all the things that are important to you, you could understand that these individuals are on their own path as well.
Yeah.
So we could be connected, and we could give our heart, and we could be attached, and we could. There is healthy attachment, but have the healthy attachment in the healthy places, and learn natural expression of loving non-attachment
Yeah.
where you can, and let those things touch you so that you could be your biggest self.
Yeah.
And sometimes it means getting into a situation where it's uncomfortable,
Yeah.
because you cannot get this lesson
Without that.
without the discomfort.
Yeah, yeah. The idea that people that you're constantly trying to manage people's pain,
We're not managing people's
no,
pain.
but that's what I mean. In ISTA, you're not doing that,
Right.
which is a lot of the time in a lot of other places. There seems to be this process of kind of trying to manage pain. You know, because because of the process that you're going through, you're constantly trying to manage pain, because people are going to go away and shout and scream about whatever it is that happens on the course.
Or in life.
Yeah.
Like, you brought this to my life. I'm feeling this pain because
Exactly,
of you.
yeah.
It's always the outside expression or the blame.
Yeah.
Whereas in ISTA,
Yeah.
we force people to understand that you always have the power to choose where you want to be.
Yeah.
Yes, there could be manipulation.
Yeah.
If there's manipulation, then you are a victim.
Sure.
But if everything is clear and everything is out in the open, everything is transparent and authentic,
Yeah.
and you're choosing to go into a space and that it's not good for you,
Yeah.
you're responsible for
Sure.
taking yourself out of that situation. That's in ISTA, and that's in life. You said earlier that it's like the container cannot continue. It's not the same in the real world.
Yeah.
And no, it's not the same in the real world.
It's
the practice.
Yeah, it's the practice. Yeah.
It's the practice. And one thing I have learned is that we are here on this planet to practice getting to a space of enlightenment, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Which looks like consciousness.
Yeah.
And for me personally, it's about integrity, living in your full expression
Yeah.
without manipulating or hurting others.
Yeah.
And if you could do that, you're going to be bringing a lot of love and pleasure into people's life. So you start to begin to live a life of celebration
Yeah.
versus drama or all
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
So that's been a session with Mutumbi and Frank Mondeose on the Spiritual Playboy, headed to Stonehenge, which is going to be out of this world. So I don't do this often, but if you like this content, please comment, like, and share. And I want this type of conversation to come out more, and I want it to be shared. So even if you disagree with it, tell us your opinion. This is an open-ended conversation. We need to start seeing ourselves when we start connecting with our true self and our true essence. We need to start seeing ourselves as gurus, because we have the information and we all have the ability to teach each other. The idea is to go for it and be daring and not hold back and show up in all your colors and in all your passion, and do it authentically and lovingly. Let love free, because it's the only way we'll ever change anything. Peace.